Welcome to Studio Movie Recap. Ready for another quick rundown of an awesome movie? Let's dive right in, and if you enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe for more recaps. Connie, a once celebrated Olympic racewalker with 3 gold medals to her name, lives a quieter life now. Unlike many sports, racewalking doesn't lead to fame or fortune, so she now resides with her husband, Rick, a by-the-book IRS auditor. They share a strained relationship, complicated by their inability to have children. After numerous costly treatments, Connie finally conceived but sadly lost the baby. Following this loss, Rick opted for a job that keeps him traveling 3 weeks each month. When he's around, he's often critical, reminding Connie of her unemployed status, their depleted savings due to repeated treatments he wasn't willing to continue, and frequently chastising her for her obsession with couponing. And it truly is an obsession. Connie has amassed an enormous stockpile, filling their would-be nursery with stacks of products, almost as if to mask her grief with each coupon-purchased item. Rick's long absences, however, provide Connie the opportunity to befriend her next-door neighbor JoJo, a fellow coupon enthusiast with her own YouTube channel dedicated to money-saving hacks. JoJo lives with her mother, Josie, and has been struggling to secure steady work after her identity was recently stolen. In her spare time, she flirts with their mailman, Earl, and attempts to sell makeup door-to-door, albeit without much success. Whenever Connie goes to the supermarket, she hands cashier Greg dozens of coupons, slowing the line but bringing her final bill from over $100 down to under $20. Connie's go-to motto is, "Mind the pennies, and the dollars will care for themselves." One afternoon, while organizing her grocery haul, Connie stumbles upon the baby-themed wallpaper she had once picked out, causing her a wave of sadness. She ends up mindlessly eating a bowl of stale cereal in an attempt to comfort herself. Frustrated, she emails a complaint to the cereal company. Days later, she receives a free cereal coupon in response, with a letter apologizing for the product's poor quality. Feeling victorious, Connie redeems the coupon with Greg's help, but he playfully points out she's not the only one. Companies routinely issue free coupons in response to complaints. Inspired, Connie starts sending letters to various manufacturers, even when there's no real issue, resulting in a steady influx of free product coupons. Connie shares her haul with JoJo, who is astounded at her resourcefulness and even offers to buy a coupon from her, reasoning it would still be cheaper than the actual product price. Her proposal sparks an idea in Connie: selling these freebie coupons could yield a 100% profit margin. After some online sleuthing, Connie discovers the source. The coupons are produced in Mexico, relatively close to her location. The idea of stealing a stash for resale surfaces, and though JoJo is initially skeptical, her mounting debt eventually persuades her to join the scheme. Meanwhile, in Nevada, loss prevention officer Ken is hard at work in a local grocery store. When an elderly customer's coupon won't scan, the cashier seeks Ken's advice. Ken quickly identifies it as counterfeit, but the manager suggests honoring it for the loyal customer. Sticking strictly to the rules, Ken refuses, earning him some choice words from the lady. Later, Ken faces another instance of awkward interactions on his flight home, where he coldly rejects a mother's request to switch seats so her child can view the landing. By the time he reaches his lonely apartment in Utah, Ken is fed up, yelling at his television in irritation. Down in Mexico, Connie and JoJo drive to the coupon production facility, observing the employees as their shift ends. They target a couple, Alejandro and Rosa, who appear to be rule breakers without being threatening. Initially frightened, Alejandro and Rosa mistake them for robbers, but once Connie and JoJo clarify their intentions, the couple welcomes them into their home. With a baby on the way and meager wages, Rosa persuades Alejandro to hear out Connie's pitch. In exchange for coupons stolen from the factory, the women would resell them in the States and share the profits. Though hesitant, Alejandro eventually agrees, motivated by the thought of their child. The plan materializes quickly. Alejandro works in the factory's printing division, while Rosa is on the redemption side, meaning each only sees part of the production line. They realize that each printed coupon includes extra copies meant for disposal, which Alejandro can easily ship to Connie and JoJo under the guise of distribution runs across the border. Because it appears as legitimate merchandise, border inspections won't raise any suspicions. The first box of coupons arrives in a few days. Connie and JoJo set up a simple website and advertise it on JoJo's YouTube channel, attracting a flood of customers and quickly earning substantial profits. However, their success catches the attention of grocery stores, which suffer revenue losses. Ken starts receiving a stream of complaints from store managers, prompting him to launch an intensive investigation. After days of sleuthing, he uncovers a credit card linked to purchases made with these dubious coupons. Following the trail, he learns about a website featuring a woman, identified as JoJo, promoting the scheme. While Connie and JoJo are thrilled with their booming business, they soon hit a snag. Their PayPal account freezes due to rapid cash flow. Panicked, they consult Tina, a renowned hacker on the dark web, for advice. Tina berates them for leaving digital footprints and instructs them on the essentials of hiding their tracks. She wipes JoJo's channel clean and provides fake IDs, advising them to wait 6 months before spending their earnings and to channel the money through JoJo's cosmetics brand. With a cut of 10% for her services, Tina secures them an encrypted USB drive to store sensitive data. Frustrated by the dead end, Ken hands the case to the FBI, where low-priority agent Albert takes it on. With Tina's help, the women scheme resumes as they launder funds through the cosmetics brand. 6 months later, flush with cash, they decide to treat themselves to luxuries. Following Rick's advice about how clients launder money, they buy high-value items to resell later for clean money. They hit the banks for cash, citing employment expansion for the cosmetics line, and go on a spending spree, purchasing cars, boats, a plane, and weapons. Ken, meanwhile, finally receives word from Albert. Though they find no digital clues, the FBI's postal division assigns Simon, a postal inspector, to aid Ken. Simon places a coupon order to trace the network's path, detecting discrepancies in the mailing address that signal Arizona as the origin. The two prepare to investigate. In the meantime, Connie schedules a fertility clinic appointment, confiding only in JoJo. The doctor informs her this could be her last viable attempt, so she opts for a donor rather than involving Rick. Back home, Rick is pleased to find a new TV, believing her story about starting a sales job, making Connie more resolute to pursue the treatment independently. Ken and Simon's investigation leads them to Greg, who describes the coupon queen and her trademark motto, giving them a vital lead. They follow clues to Earl, who regularly watches JoJo's videos. Unaware he's under surveillance, Earl slips JoJo a covert warning in the mail, but Josie inadvertently takes it before JoJo sees it. That night, as JoJo celebrates a successful sale, Ken and Simon confirm her identity as the woman from the website. The following day, distracted by a squabble with Josie, JoJo overlooks the warning and heads to the stash house, unaware that Ken and Simon are tailing her. Simon promptly mobilizes a team of inspectors to raid the operation, arresting Connie, JoJo, and Josie. With the arrest hitting the news, Earl watches in shock as JoJo's face appears on television. During questioning, Rick and Josie swiftly claim ignorance and agree to cooperate. JoJo feigns innocence, though incriminating videos are soon recovered from her laptop. Connie, however, openly admits her part but is stunned to learn the severity of her charges, facing potential decades in prison. In a bid to lessen JoJo's sentence, Connie accepts full responsibility, landing JoJo bail, thanks to Earl's support. However, Connie's husband Rick refuses to post bail, coldly chastising her and filing for divorce, leaving Connie to face the consequences alone. The investigation eventually traces the fraudulent coupons back to Alejandro and Rosa. By the time Mexican authorities are notified, the couple has disappeared, ending the trail. Connie hires a high-profile attorney, who argues that her actions exploited legal loopholes, much like corporate practices. His defense prevails, reducing JoJo's punishment to a brief jail stint and probation, while Connie receives a lighter sentence with parole eligibility. Though Ken and Simon are dissatisfied, the state attorney explains that corporate brands preferred leniency, wary of public backlash, as the scam's $80 million impact was trivial to them. After parting ways, Simon encourages Ken to temper his rigid demeanor. Over time, Ken becomes kinder, allowing minor coupon infractions and even creating a dating profile. Meanwhile, Connie's fertility treatment succeeds, and she spends her time in jail visibly pregnant. Authorities seize most of the illegal proceeds, overlooking hidden boxes in the nursery that JoJo later recovers. Once JoJo is released, she and Earl relocate to Montenegro, a non-extradition haven, ready to launch another venture, anticipating Connie's release to join forces once again.